So everybody's talking about global recession, the World Bank, the IMF, Jamie Dimon, blah, blah, blah. Let's ask John Carney, Breitbart economics and finance editor, co-author of Breitbart Business Digest. What do you think, John? Global recession?
Yes, we're heading into a global recession. Europe isn't going to grow at all next year. The U.S. will be lucky after a couple quarters of contraction to eke out 1%. I think their numbers are right on. And I think they've actually overestimated China's growth. So when you take the European Union, China, the U.S., that's the three biggest economies in the world, puts you in a recession just with those. But we're going to have contractions elsewhere as well.
So how about right here? And
right.
I was asked this question this morning. The cavalry's coming. That's my take. I'm not sure you agree with that or not. But the cavalry can't stop the recession. We're already in the recession.
Right.
The cavalry can, I think, reverse some of the bad stuff. At least that's my great hope. But they can't pull us out of recession.
What they can really do is block more bad stuff from happening. We keep seeing these giant spending programs that make inflation worse. You know, student loan forgiveness or the Inflation Reduction Act, the ridiculously named, that was just a spending program. That makes inflation worse, which means the Fed goes harder, which means the recession comes harder. And so they can stop that. So I'm with you. I really hope the cavalry's coming, and I think they are. I just did a story at Breitbart News about how the percent of people saying inflation is very important jumped from 64% to 75%. Among Black Americans, it jumped from 56% to 75%. This is in 1 month, from September to October. With inflation that important, I think people are going to want to vote for Republican candidates who will stop the crazy spending.
I know. It's almost like, if nothing more, a check and balance on the prevailing socialist winds. I'm looking at the Cleveland Fed. I know you follow the median CPI. They also do inflation nowcasting. Their latest update for September, they're looking for a CPI of 8.2% year on year and a core CPI of 6.5% year on year. I mean, that spells more Fed tightening, doesn't it?
It does. Those are very bad numbers.
Yeah.
That's a lot of inflation. I think people are going to be surprised later this week when we get the CPI number that it is going to come in hotter than anybody thinks, particularly on the core number. The headline number I'm not so sure about because I don't know exactly what happened to gas prices while they were doing the measurement. They went up, but I think the core number is going to be the hot one that people are going to say.
Well, they're predicting, just for the month, 0.3 in the CPI. Last month was 0.1. Everyone was expecting decline.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get 0.4 or even 0.5 on the month.
And to your point, on the core, they have 0.5, which would be a shock number.
If that happens, look out below for the stock market. We are going to see an epic crash because people keep getting hopeful that we're almost, not that the Fed's about to pivot now, but maybe we're 6 months out from a Fed pivot. Every time we get a hotter than expected number, that pushes it out further. Right. And this is the last CPI before the next Fed meeting. So this is one of the last data points that is going to tell the Fed whether they've made any progress at all.
This is the last inflation number before the election?
No, I think we will get. I think we will get the November, looking back to October CPI before the election.
I don't know. It'll be a close call.
It will be very close.
Are you saying we have to get out of here? Is that the point? She's telling us we have to get out of here. John Carney, Breitbart. Ben Bernanke, Nobel Prize winner. I'm